Hey riders, welcome back to Let's Go Enduro. Today we're breaking down 101 must-know dirt bike slang terms. Whether you're new to the sport or just want to sound like a seasoned pro, this is the guide for you. You ever heard somebody say something like whiskey throttle or goon riding and thought, what the crap are they talking about? Well, stick around, we're gonna talk about it. You know what, let's just jump right in. Number one, whiskey throttle. Oh man, whiskey throttle sucks. Typically the bike takes off on you and you're going backwards, which actually makes you pull the throttle harder. And so yeah, you got a bad body position, something happens and your hand starts sliding backwards and the bike's just uncontrollably accelerating. Whiskey throttle sucks and yeah, it can happen. You just gotta look out for it. Number two, roost. Roost is like dirt or rocks flung up by the rear tire of the guy in front of you. So it hurts, and we have protective gear specifically for roost because, yeah, it freaking sucks. Roost sucks. Number three, whoops. A series of small bumps in a row. You see this a lot in desert riding or sand. Basically, they start small, and the more you ride on them, the bigger they get. You'll see them all the time in supercross, and they happen pretty naturally in sand regularly. So like Florida guys, I know in northern Michigan, where I grew up, there's a lot of whoops. So pretty tricky. Number four, preload. It's kind of a motocross, supercross thing, but you basically push down on the bike as hard as you can to compress the suspension before a jump. Helps you get a little bit more lift because the suspension doesn't absorb the energy from the jump phase so much. Number five, arm pump. Basically, the muscles in your forearms just get so full of blood that they can't work, and it feels like you have no control because you don't. Typically, it happens from bad body position, bad form, gripping the bars too hard, and you didn't warm up enough. It could be a combination of all of those things. It could be one of those things, but arm pump sounds like it's not that big of a deal, but it can really, really suck and make it so you can't even use the brakes or the clutch until it goes away. Gotta get the blood flowing before you start riding. Number six, holeshot. Being the first out of the first turn. Basically, the gate drops, you're the first person to go around the first turn. So you got the holeshot, and that's a good thing. It means you got a good start. Number seven, berm. Berms are awesome. The banked corners that help you maintain speed while turning. There's flat corners and then there's bermed corners. I think most moto guys like bermed corners because they make you feel really fast. Number eight, endo. When the front dips and the rear rises, like you're midair and you're going forward and it's the opposite of a wheelie, but in the air, and it kind of sucks. Yeah, you got a bad time. Number nine, scrub. This is a super advanced technique used to just hold as much speed over a jump as possible. You kind of flatten the jump out and stay as low as you can to go faster. I've seen races won because of a good scrub. I personally can't scrub. I don't think I will ever be able to in my entire life. It is a super advanced technique for super fast riders. If you're at the motocross track and you hear people talking about a scrub that they did, that's pretty cool. Get the camera on them. Number 10, goon riding. Awkwardly or like exaggerating your something for fun. Like Ronnie Mac, basically just being ridiculous over the top. Just riding like a goon. Number 11, tabletop. It's like a jump that got the top cut off of it. They're really good for learning because they're really forgiving. If you come up short, like you don't jump the full thing, it's not that big of a deal. So tabletops are really good learning jumps. And yeah. Number 12, high side. A crash that's caused when you kind of start to slide, but then your rear tire regains grip suddenly and the bike just chucks you into the air. High sides suck. Number 13, low side. Low side is when the rear tire kind of slides out and you drift too hard and the bike just kind of slides onto its side, the low side. You crash onto the low side. You can crash on the high side of the bike when you get chucked in the air, and you crash on the low side. Number 14, sag. How much the suspension compresses when the rider gets on the bike. This is a very important tuning measure that most people ignore. So if you're new to dirt bikes or you're just not really sure what sag is, you definitely want to set your sag. Read your owner's manual. Super, super important. Number 15, power band, 2-stroke, coming in for the win. Power band is the RPM range where the engine hits peak efficiency, peak performance. And on two-stroke engines, especially older two-stroke engines, the power band was very important because you had a lot more power in the power band than you did when you were not in the power band. Especially if you ride smaller bore two-strokes like a 125, you really learn to ride the bike in that power band, which sounds awesome and it's usually really high RPM. Number 16, air time. Pretty straightforward. It's air it's the time that you're in the air off a jump. Air time. Number 17, bail. Jumping off the bike. It could be mid-air to avoid crashing into the bike, or it could be really any time that you're like committed to something and then you're like, nah, I need to bail because something's gonna happen. It could be mid-hill climb. It could be really mid-corner. Could be really mid anything that you're gonna do mid-air, and you just, nah, I'm gonna pull back, I'm gonna bail. Typically, you're leaving the bike, and yeah, it's not a good thing. Number 18, bar drag. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. It's cornering so hard that you're actually like dragging your handlebars on the ground. It's pretty sweet when you see it in the real world, and I hope one day to do this. Number 19, block pass. This is definitely a motocross, supercross thing, but I've seen it done in other forms of racing. I mean, I've done it to people, I've had it done to me. Cutting is basically when you just cut in front of somebody else to make sure that they don't get by you mid-turn. Number 20, brake check. Tapping the brakes to slow the rider down behind. This is a dick move. Don't brake check people ever, because it's a contact sport, and if you start brake checking, you're gonna get contacted. Number 21, case the jump. Gotta get a lawyer for that case, because it just means coming up short on a jump. On a tabletop, it's not a big deal, but on a double or a triple, it sucks. So yeah, you can really hurt yourself by casing a jump, so don't do it. Number 22, chicane. This is a quick left-right or right-left combo. You know, it could be like hay bales, could be rocks, could be really anything. Typically, they put a chicane in the racetrack in an area where they want you to go slower, like, for example, a checkpoint where someone has to physically come up and touch the bike to, I don't know, mark it to say that you did a lap or whatever. So they'll put chicanes in, and yeah. Number 23, clutch dump. It's basically really it's like letting the clutch out really fast for acceleration. You can do this off the start line. You could be using the clutch to kind of, I don't know, do a wheelie or something like that. I do it all the time. The clutch is like your best friend, but you could be full throttle, medium throttle, but it's anytime you just let out the clutch super hard. Number 24, cross rut, getting cross rutted. It's basically when your front tire and your rear tire end up in two completely different ruts, and it's typically not a good thing. So try and hit the ruts straight on or avoid them altogether. Don't get cross rutted. Number 25, double jump. The double jump is pretty simple. It's two jumps with a gap in the middle. You don't want to come up short on a double because that sucks. Number 26, fender grab. Lifting or repositioning the bike by the fender. It's like, you know, it could mean fender grab, put the bike onto the stand. Fender grab, like move the rear tire off the start line. I mean, at hard enduro, we're constantly doing it. So just a way to move the bike, really. Number 27, flatland. Right, basically just that. Flatland is flatland. It's tough. It's tough because on a dirt bike you use rut to use things that aren't flat to try and to gain traction. So if you're riding flat land, you're drifting a lot, like the rear tire is sliding around. So it is actually pretty difficult to ride flat land. So if someone's like, oh, I race flat track, or I do, you know, a lot of flat corners, oh, they're drifting is what they're saying that they can do, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, it sounds like flat land would be boring, but it's actually pretty sick because drifting on a dirt bike is awesome. Number 28, gap. I mean, the space between two things, right? Like you take off here, you land there, that's the gap. Typically, like, oh, the gap is referring to something cool, like, oh, I gapped the ditch, or oh, did you see that gap? And it's like over the road gap or something like that. It's not just like the gap between the double. That would be a weird thing to say, but the gap is a creative thing. Like, yeah, it's the same as skateboarding. Number 29, kickstart. This is definitely a dirt bike thing. You have to use, sometimes it's like a lever that comes off the side of your engine and you kick it downward to start the motorcycle. Because electric starts are starting to become more of a thing. They're pretty modern now. Most modern bikes have electric start. But kickstart's awesome just in case your electric start goes out. Number 30, knobby tires. It's tires with big chunks of tread for off-road riding. We call the chunks knobbies or knobs. So the big square things that stick out, those are knobbies. So they're tires with knobs, knobby tires. Number 31, loop out. It's when you do a wheelie and you go too far and you're not coming back. You looped out. You went all the way around the loop and you ended up on your butt. Loop out suck. Use the rear brake. Number 32, manual. Lifting the front wheel using body position alone. It's the same in skateboarding, same in BMX. Anytime you're basically just on the rear wheel. You could do a nose manual too. I've never heard anybody call a stoppie a nose manual, but a manual is just using your body weight to maintain a wheelie. Number 33, a mudder. It's a race that's muddy or really slippery conditions. People will be like, oh, that race last weekend was a mudder, which means it was muddy. That's pretty straightforward. Number 34, nosedive. It's the same as endo, just two different ways to say it. It's when the front of the bike drops on the jump face and usually you're looking down at the ground. It's not something people do on purpose, and it can really suck if you can't get control of it. Number 35, OTB or over the bars. Basically, you're going forward over the handlebars. I've heard it called many things. Over the bars is the most common. Typically what happens is your rear tire hits a bump, the bike gets pushed up, pushes you up, and you have only one place to go is up and over the bars. Number 36, peg scraping your pegs. This is something that comes with street bikes too. It's not just dirt bikes, but basically you're turning so hard, your foot pegs are scraping the ground. This is something that happens really easily in rutted corners. So our foot pegs actually are intentionally designed to fold up and into the bike. So you can drag them and it's all good. They don't actually dig that hard. Number 37, pinning it. Means going full throttle. It's wide open. It means giving it 100% of the gas. So keep pinning it. Number 38, pit stop. Pretty universal racing term, but it means like stopping, getting refuel, fixing your bike, maybe getting some food or rest. Number 39, quad jump. It's a jump that has four things, because quadruple, it's the Latin for four. So a jump made of four independent jumps. You jump off the first one and you land on the fourth one. That's a quad jump. Number 40, rail or railing it or railed it. Whatever tense you want to use. It just means hitting a corner with really a lot of speed and usually a good amount of precision, like railing at corners. Yeah. Number 41, rutted. A track with deep grooves from people just going in the same spot over and over and over again. Ruts can be really fun in corners, but they kind of suck if you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah. People will say something about, oh, the track got rutted out. It just means that they're big old valleys where people have repetitively gone down the same spot. Number 42, single track. It's a track or a trail that's wide enough for one bike, so single bike only. Typically, a single track trail is specifically for dirt bikes or bicycles, and you will not see quads or anything like that on. I love single tracks, and I think most people love single track riding. Number 43, a stoppie. It's when you hit the front brake and you lift the rear tire up. Usually it's intentional, but I've personally definitely done some not intentionally. Stoppies are really cool if you meant to do them. Number 44, suspension travel. It's the max range that your suspension can move. Dirt bikes have a lot of suspension travel, and especially more modern dirt bikes. More modern dirt bikes have a lot of suspension travel, a lot of suspension movement compared to older bikes or street bikes. Like it's a lot. Number 45, tear off. It's like a thin film that goes on your goggles and you can pull it away for clear vision. You do this for like a really muddy race or something. They have them in Formula One and a lot of off-road racing. Really anywhere without a windscreen, you're gonna need tear-offs to make sure that you can actually see. Because if you reach up and you start scraping your goggles with your gloves, you scratch your goggles, that sucks. Number 46, triple jump. It's a jump, but with 3. So like double, triple, quad. Yeah, I think you get where we're going. 3 jumps in a row. Number 46, washout. It's like losing traction or sliding. Usually it's referred to the front wheel. So a washout, just like you're going around a corner and the bike just washes out from under you, just falls out from under you, and yeah, it sucks. Number 48, wheelie. Everyone knows what a wheelie is. Riding on the rear wheel with the front wheel in the air. Like, it's awesome. Learn to wheelie. Number 49, whip. It's like twisting the bike mid-air. It's usually for style, but I think it originally started to like correct a bad jump, and people were like, wait, this is cool, I can do that. Honestly, watching the pros whip is one of the reasons Instagram exists, so whips are awesome. Number 50, yard sale. Don't worry, I've also never heard of this one, so it's all good. It's basically, I guess, when you crash and all your crap goes everywhere because it happens. Yeah. Number 51, bottoming out. Hitting max compression on your suspension. It's pretty straightforward, but usually you land from a jump and it's such a big jump, or your suspension's so soft that your bike bottoms out. It compresses all the way down. Number 52, counter steer. Slightly steering in the opposite direction that you're going. So if you're turning right and you're counter steering left because you're drifting. So your rear tire starts to slide because you gave a little bit too much throttle. You would counter steer and keep pointing in the direction you want to go, because if you didn't, you'd end up low siding or high siding, like we talked about before. Number 53, exhaust note. It's like the sound of your bike. Each bike has a unique exhaust note. My personal favorite is a 2-stroke 125. Number 54, GP start. It's a grid start, like pro races, basically. Number 55, hairpin or a hairpin turn. It's a super tight 180-degree turn, but typically it's not just go in, turn, and come back. There's usually like a roundness to it. So it looks like a bobby pin or a hairpin. You see hairpins a lot on going up or down mountains. Number 56, hard pack or hard packed. It's just dry, compact dirt with minimal traction. Yeah, I'm kind of really super familiar with that because half the year I ride hard pack. Number 57, lappers. The slower riders being passed by the front guys. If you race GNCC, lappers are very common. Because they race the pro riders all the way to the beginners at the same time for 2 hours. So yeah, certain races have more lappers than others, but yeah, I think the most common would be like woods riding, GNCC, whatever you want to call it. Number 58, line choice. Just picking the best path through the obstacles, or whatever. It doesn't have to be the best path. If you have to do with lappers, it might actually be not the best path, but you have to make a line choice to get around certain things. Number 59, moto. The moto is like a single race heat in motocross. Typically, they have a time limit, and you do that as many laps as you can do in that time limit plus 2 laps. So your first moto, then you'll have your second moto. They'll take your place from each one and tally it up to see what place you came in overall. Number 60, neck brace. It's a safety. It's a piece of safety equipment that you wear to prevent neck injuries. They make all different kinds, and I like mine a lot. I've definitely crashed and used my head to stop myself from falling and walked away just fine. So I personally like neck braces. Some people do not. Number 61, panic rev. It's basically revving your bike mid-air to try and bring the nose up because you're going forward and not good things. You have a lot of control of your motorcycle mid-air, especially with the brake and the throttle. So yeah, you can actually use the gyro of the rear wheel to bring the bike forward, up, or down. It's pretty interesting. So panic rev means, oh no, I'm gonna endo and I need to rev this thing out so that I don't end up going over the bars. Number 62, podium. This just basically means that you got top 3 in your race, so congratulations, you're on the podium. Number 63, practice lap. Just a warm-up lap before the race. Yeah. Sometimes you get a practice lap, sometimes you get a practice amount of time. It all just depends on the race organizer. Number 64, rider down. That just means somebody crashed or fell, so they're down on the ground. Number 65, roost deflector or roost guard. It's a chest protector. It's something that you wear on your body, your chest, that blocks dirt and rocks flying off the tires of the people in front of you. You'll see most dirt bike riders have chest protectors on. Number 66, a seat bounce. Pretty darn advanced technique, but you sit down real hard on the seat to compress the suspension and bounce off the seat. It's like a super advanced form of preloading, and I definitely recommend doing this only if you're an advanced rider. Number 67, sight lap. It's a slow lap to preview the track. It's basically the same thing as a practice lap, we just call it a sight lap sometimes. Number 68, slide out. It's losing traction and drifting it sideways. So you could slide out. Typically, when people say they slid out, that means they crashed, and it usually means a low side. Number 69, step up. It's a jump with a higher landing than a takeoff. Step ups require a lot of cojones, like a lot of bravery, and step ups, in my opinion, are like the coolest visual thing you can do on a dirt bike. So I like step ups. Number 70, tear off goggles. So we talked about tear offs. So tear off goggles are just goggles with tear offs that can go onto them. And there's actually a couple of different types of them. There are the traditional tear off goggles that just you tear off, and then there are new ones where they have like a roll that you pull a string and it moves the plastic into the roll. That's gonna probably be the more popular in the future because the traditional tear-offs are kind of going away just because they get on the ground and then the farmers' cows will eat the tear-offs, and it's not a good thing. So two different types of tear-off goggles, the traditional ones and the ones with the new roll style attachment. Number 71, gnarly. You hear this a lot. It means tough, extreme, or awesome. And context really matters here. If someone says, oh, that's a really gnarly trail, it means it's going to be very difficult. But if someone says, oh man, that jump was gnarly, this just means it was really fun or cool. You will hear the word gnarly used in like awesome in exchange for cool or awesome, more on the West Coast, but almost anyone will use the word gnarly to describe something being tough or extreme, anywhere you are. Number 72, G out. This is when your suspension bottoms out from sudden compression, and typically it's pretty jarring. So maybe you're coming down from one hill going into the next hill and your bike hits the bottom, and that transition, you're gonna have a G out. Yeah, this just means that your bike basically bottoms out. Number 73, pivot turn. It's a wheelie turn mix. It's basically where you do a wheelie and you pivot on the rear tire and end up going to the other direction. So you pivot on your rear wheel to turn, to pivot, turn. Pretty sick. Double blip. It's a trials technique that's really used super commonly in hard enduro. It's where you blip the throttle and the clutch to do a wheelie and then hit the obstacle with your front tire, and then you do the same thing again, blop, another blip of the throttle to drive the rear tire into the obstacle, go up and over. It's pretty advanced stuff, but once you get it down, you can pretty much conquer anything. Number 75, splatter. It's another trials move where the rear tire hits the obstacle before the front tire. There's a time and a place to use a double blip, and there's a time and a place to use a splatter. You'll have to figure out when and where to use those. That's kind of a more advanced decision making. Number 76, technical section. Technical section is part of the trail that's really tight or tricky, and we say technical because it requires a lot of technique. Number 77, liaison. It's a non-timed transit section of an enduro race. Basically, a lot of the times a liaison section is just, we can't race on public roads, so just get from point A to point B so that we can continue the race in a different area. Number 78, timed stage. It's a timed section of an enduro race. The fastest person wins. Number 79, transfer stage. It's a connecting section of a race without timing pressure. It's the same thing as a liaison, but it's not French. Number 80, drop off. It's a steep ledge or a vertical descent where the earth literally drops off. So that's why we call it a drop off. Number 81, log hop. It's basically just the skill of getting over a log using both your wheels. There's a lot of ways to get over the log depending on the log size, the height, whether it's flat on the ground or sticking up. You'd be surprised how many times trail riding you need to be able to do log hop. So yeah, log hop. Number 82, clutch feathering. Basically where you find the engagement and disengagement point of the clutch. It's not an off-on switch. It's definitely like hitting the brakes. There's either you can feather your way through that clutch. A lot of enduro and hard enduro and trials, you're feathering the clutch. You're engaging, disengaging just ever so slightly. So yeah, light clutch use to control your throttle and control the rear wheel. Number 83, dead engine starts. Basically, the race starts with your engine off. Pretty straightforward. Number 84, hard enduro, an extreme technical version of enduro. Hard enduro is basically trials riding for hours on end on a non-trials bike. It's extremely difficult. It's my favorite sport. I love hard enduro, but it is definitely physically and mentally very challenging. Number 85, brake tap. It's like tapping the rear brake mid-air to bring the front down. We talked about panic revving earlier, where you rev to bring the front up. The exact opposite, when you hit the rear brake, it'll lock the rear tire up and you can see the rear tire get shoved up. Gyroscopic effect makes the bike front end go down. Number 86, roach, a completely worn out bike or part. Like, oh man, this tire is roached. It's kind of like saying, well, I don't want to say where it comes from, but it just means that it's done and you gotta replace it. Number 87, throttle jockey. What? A rider who's always on the gas and usually pretty dang reckless. Number 88, armored up. It just means that you go out with all your armor on. You got your boots, you got knee protection, usually you're gonna have hip protection, chest protection, shoulder protection. Think Travis Pastrana. Like everything, every part of your body is protected, being armored up. Number 89, kill switch. It's an emergency shut-off switch for your engine. Trials bikes actually have a kill switch that's connected to your wrist because you're expected to crash so much in trials, but most dirt bikes just have a button that you press. But yeah, kill switch is used pretty commonly throughout motorsports, but yeah, it's just a switch to kill your engine. Number 90, two-stroke. It's a type of engine, and yeah, it's just basically an engine that fires every time the piston goes up. So the piston goes up, it goes explode, it goes down. That's one stroke, it goes back up. That's another stroke, it fires again. So every second stroke, it gives power. Number 91 is four-stroke, and it's the same thing as a two-stroke, except for it's kind of what most people know of an engine with valves and all this stuff. And yeah, every fourth stroke, it gets power. So just two different types of engines. Jersey flat. So when you forget to tuck your jersey and it just flaps around. Number 93, greased. It's like when you just absolutely nail it and you just land exactly where you want to. You grease that jump, like it's perfect. It's smooth and greasy, you know? I don't know why they say that, honestly, but yeah, grease that jump. It just means you did it exactly perfect. Number 94, ragdoll. This is basically where you crash and you tumble around like a freaking ragdoll, and it sucks. Sometimes crashing like a ragdoll is better than getting all tense, so you never know. Number 95, rev bomb. Blipping the throttle loudly, often mid-air to show off, just being a goon. Number 96, throttle control. It's a skilled use of the throttle, often really delicate, like finesse of throttle control through a corner to maintain traction. So someone who has good throttle control is usually a good rider. So throttle control is something that people should be practicing. Number 97, backyard track. Pretty straightforward. It's a track built in somebody's backyard. Typically, the reason for this is so that they can put in a lot of laps and really practice. Yeah, most motocross kids have a backyard track. Number 98, bike setup. It's the overall configuration of your bike. How high up the fork tubes are, where you put your levers, how far back your tire is. It's all the little things that makes your bike your bike. Your bike setup is basically you. I mean, your bike setup is so different. Every time you get off your bike and go onto somebody else's, you're gonna notice their setup right away. Number one thing. Number 99, sand pit. It's just a deep, loose, sandy area, or just like basically sucks the speed right out of you. Sand pits are really fun to ride in, but you're on the gas a lot, so your bike's gonna get really hot. So you're gonna want a fan. I like sand pits, but some people hate them. Number 100, track walk. Walking the track. Basically means it's inspecting the course on foot. Some races do not allow people to ride the course first. You don't get to practice, you don't get a sight lap, but you can walk it sometimes. Some races you can't walk it. So track walk is just depending on whether or not they allow it. Sometimes it's a thing. Number 101, rev limiter. Usually a rev limiter is something set in the computer of your motorcycle or your ignition of your motorcycle to limit the amount of revs that your bike can do, because in the past they would just keep revving on up until they exploded. So they implemented a rev limiter, and you can hear it a lot when you watch professional riding. You'll hear it go da 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 da. It's on the rev limiter. Yeah, pretty sweet. And that's it. That's our 101 dirt bike slang terms. Now you're fluent in the language of dirt bike. If you picked up some new lingo or just thought it was funny, hit that like button, subscribe, do all the stuff that you do on YouTube so that you don't miss any more tips, tricks, or random dirt bike related shenanigans. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. No, until next time, ride smart, stay safe, keep it rubber side down. Keep it rubber side down. That's so stupid. Until next time, ride smart, stay safe, most of all, have fun.